11th position. 12th is Matt DiBenedetto. Stuart Friesen in 13th. 14th is Chase Purdy. Christian Eckes rides in the 15th spot. 16th is Jake Garcia. Ty Majeski, 17th. Ben Rhodes, 18th. 19th is Matt Crafton. Those three trucks, all Thor Sports. Colby Howard, 20th. And 21st is Jake Drew.
Then you've got Brett Holmes in 22nd, Timmy Hill 23rd, Lane Riggs is 24th, Nick Lights is 25th, Memphis Villarreal is in 26th, Dean Thompson 27th, Spencer Boyd 28th, Mason Maggio 29th, and Jonathan Schaefer is 30th.
31st is Tony Breidinger. Chase Janes is now being shown in 32nd. 33rd is Corey Roper, with Jack Wood running 34th, the last truck on the lead lap. Haley Deegan, as we said, 2 laps down, is now being shown in 35th. Lawless Allen out of tonight's race in 36th.
The field is making its way to the Geico Restart Zone presented by Geico. Switch to Geico today and see all the ways you could save. It's easy. Simply go to geico.com to get a rate quote and get started seeing how much you could save.
Been a bit of a stop and start affair so far here tonight at Nashville Superspeedway. We've been slowed by caution 2 times. We're going to go around one more time. What do we know so far? Well, Nick Sanchez has got a very quick truck. I've always been high on this rookie. He has his 3rd pole of the season. Got it here at Nashville Superspeedway, and now he just has to work on his racecraft. But there's a lot of promise for that Rev Racing driver. How about Raja Caruth? How about Bailey Curry? These guys normally don't qualify this well, but they certainly did here at Nashville Superspeedway. Caruth in that 2nd spot, Bailey Curry in 3rd. Carson Hocevar holding his own in that 4th spot, Corey Hyman 5th. Our points leader in the regular season. So we really haven't seen who's got what per se in mid-pack and on. If we just had too many cautions so far in the early going, with now only 15 laps completed in the Rackley Roofing 200.
Got a question for you.
Go.
You didn't happen to lose a cell phone, did you?
Folks, we've been seeing some interesting visuals on the monitors up here in the booth because someone has lost a cell phone, and an AMR safety truck had to go out on the track and pick it up. The question is, whose cell phone is it?
Very good question, because it landed in an unusual spot, at least in a location along the apron of the racetrack, where, as Dan said, the safety crews had to go and recover it. Field is now on the back straightaway, a half lap from the restart, getting ready to form up at the feet of Tim Catalfamo.
We've got Nick Sanchez, who has chosen the inside lane for this restart, Kurt. Outside of him will be Raja Caruth. Those 2 Chevys so far have been pretty quick. The driver that has been on the move that I have been watching, actually 2 drivers that have been on the move since the start of this race. Carson Hocevar, his blue and black Chevy will line up on the outside of row 2, and then right behind him on the outside of row 3, Taylor Gray. He has got a very quick truck tonight. They both are moving their way up through the running order.
Here comes the field now off turn number 4. Field will get the restart at lap number 17. Looking for the green flag. It's in the air. We're back underway in the Rackley Roofing 200. The leaders head for turn 1.
Nick Sanchez on the bottom of the racetrack. Raja Caruth goes topside. They were teammates last year in the ARCA Menard Series. They are foes and enemies here today in the Craftsman truck. They race wheel to wheel off turn number 2.
It's Caruth, who's got a half a truck length advantage halfway down the back straightaway, but here comes Nick Sanchez. Finding back to the inside. He'll drive it deep into the corner. Still trying to clear Caruth, and he will do so off turn 4.
This is the biggest challenge Nick Sanchez has had for the entire race. Raja Caruth really raced him into turns 3 and 4, but now Sanchez starts to pull away. The great side-by-side battle is now for 3rd.
That's where Carson Hocevar will go to the outside of Bailey Curry, try to make the pass up in the resin. He'll be successful in doing that, or will he? Curry's on the rebound.
Curry holds the 3rd spot, but here comes Carson Hocevar in the outside lane. They are door-to-door into turn number 3 through the 14 degrees of banking. That's the side-by-side battle for 3rd.
Last time by, Bailey Curry drove his truck all the way down below the yellow line here in the front stretch. You can do that here at Nashville. But Carson Hocevar has completed the pass for 3rd.
And that's going to leave Bailey Curry trying to defend the number 4 spot. He's got 2 trucks lined up, double wide action right off of that tailgate.
As they come off of turn number 2, that side-by-side battle is between Zane Smith and Corey Heim. Give the spot to Zane Smith. Now he'll look ahead and see the back bumper of Bailey Curry as they work their way on the bottom of the the racetrack in turn 4.
Zane Smith has locked down the 5th position, so he looks up ahead, trying to steal that 4th spot away from Bailey Curry. Only about 3 truck lengths separate them, but Corey Heim not done with Zane Smith yet.
Not just yet. Corey Heim, after missing the last race out at Worldwide Technology Raceway, trying to get back up inside the top 5. He's now going to slide up off of turn number 2 and give up a truck length.
Yeah, he slipped up a little bit coming off of 2, Alex, and now Corey Heim has got Taylor Gray in his rear view mirror. Both those Toyota Tundras once again hug the bottom of the racetrack off turn 4.
The 2 drivers who are fighting for the final playoff spot as things stand right now are going at it hot and heavy for position number 10. That's where Tanner Gray currently has that position on the racetrack. Matt DiBenedetto right behind him.
He is, and he's going to hawk him all the way through turns 1 and 2. However, Gray gets a better bite up off of the corner and will pull away by 2 truck lengths.
A little bit further back behind these 2, you've got Stuart Friesen and Christian Eckes battling for position as they funnel their way into turn 3. Further up, change inside of the top 10. Tyler Ankrum has moved around Taylor Gray.
That's a scramble for the 7th position, and it's been a good one for the last 3 laps. Tyler Ankrum did get around Taylor Gray, although Gray trying to keep him in sight into turn 1.
He is, and he'll be successful in keeping him in sight. Not necessarily quite close enough to attack just yet, as Tyler Ankrum gets a better bite up off of the 2nd corner.
While that battle fizzles out as they head down the back straightaway, a little bit further up, the battle for 4th is on. Bailey Curry has got Zane Smith right in his tire tracks.
They come now back off corner number 4. Bailey Curry rides in 4th, and Zane Smith is 5th, headed back to turn 1.
Zane Smith was able to drive it in deep last time through turns 1 and 2. Gained a lot of track position, but gave it away in 3 and 4. He's going to continue to ride a good 2, maybe 3 truck lengths in arrears.
Bailey Curry this time off of turn number 2 leads Zane Smith by about a truck length and a half as they work their way into turn number 3. Both the leaders head into the banking. Now Zane Smith will climb the banking, running 2 lanes off to the bottom.
We've seen this before. Zane Smith seems to be a little bit more comfortable in turns 1 and 2. When they hit 3 and 4, Bailey Curry able to pull away. That battle for 4th rages on.
Turns 1 and 2 is the south side of Nashville Super Speedway. There's a beautiful sunset that is creating some issues for some of these drivers as they come up off of turn 2 and down the back stretch. That sun will hit these drivers directly on the side.
Yeah, starting to gleam off of those front windshields for these drivers as they work their way down the back straightaway here at Nashville Super Speedway. Battle for the lead starting to tighten up.
Here comes Rajah Caruth in the 2nd position. Nick Sanchez still the leader. Couple of rookies going at it for the lead.
With a lap truck of Jack Wood dead ahead, it's going to be Sanchez going to the outside lane. Caruth will dog his tire tracks. The battle for the lead continues to be nose to tailgate.
Caruth seems to be a little bit better right now than Nick Sanchez. Sanchez was able to use Jack Wood as a pick in turns 1 and 2, but here comes Caruth back on the attack in 3.
You're literally watching the future of NASCAR duke it out here in the Truck Series off of turn 4 at Nashville Super Speedway. Your leader, Nick Sanchez. His lead was about 6 truck lengths over Rajah Caruth. That has gone away.
It has. It's down to 2 truck lengths, and that's it. Nick Sanchez, race leader, rides in the 2nd lane, about the middle of turns 1 and 2. Rajah Caruth had it pinned to the bottom of the speedway.
Sanchez, black and yellow Chevrolet Silverado, leading the Chevy of Caruth into turn number 3. It's 1 truck length, the distance between 1st and 2nd.
Here they come back off the corner. Rajah Caruth, driving for GMS Racing, has never led a lap in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Alex, that might change soon.
It very well may. He's getting closer and closer. Again, he'll dive to the bottom of turn number 1. Nick Sanchez, the race leader, goes topside. Here they come up off the 2nd corner. Caruth is there.
Caruth has got a run. He'll pull right up to the back deck lid of Nick Sanchez, but will now tuck in line. It's a half a truck length between these 2 young drivers battling for the lead here at Nashville.
And the garage talks about Caruth. They say he is very inquisitive, talks to everybody and anybody on how he can get better. He certainly is better now. Closing in on the leader, Nick Sanchez. 2 rookies still going at it at Nashville.
Nick Sanchez doing a masterful job of dirtying up the air across the nose of the Rajah Caruth truck. It's been successful. He's been able to get away by 3 to 4 truck lengths. That leaves a good battle for the number 3 spot on the backstretch.
That would be between Carson Hocevar and Zane Smith. Hocevar's blue pickup will go to the outside lane. He'll leave the bottom open for Zane Smith on the outside.
Here's Zane, drops down to the bottom, comes up off the bottom end of turn number 4, now swings back up squares up behind Hocevar, who for now hangs on to third.
Chevrolet Ford battle back to turn number 1. This is for positions 3 and 4. Carson Hocevar has the number 3 spot. Zane Smith is right behind him as they exit the second corner.
A moment ago, Jack Wood was awfully slow through turns 3 and 4, nearly caused a wreck, middle of the pack. The battle for third now into turn number 3. Once again, Zane Smith going after Carson Hocevar.
Down to the inside of Carson Hocevar through turns 3 and 4. Can Zane Smith make it stick? Yes. He clears Hocevar off the corner. Zane Smith now rising at third spot. Hocevar will try a crossover move.
Meanwhile, a battle for the race lead in turn number 1. Caruth to the inside of Nick Sanchez, slips in the middle of the corner, will fall back in line behind Sanchez.
Sanchez seems to be content to allow Caruth to run the bottom of the racetrack. Right now, Sanchez is keeping his truck about a half a lane off of the bottom. Caruth once again looks low in 4.
Off turn number 4, Nick Sanchez continues to show the way, but the question will remain for how long?
Did you know you don't spell the footwear brand Skechers with a T? That's right. It's spelled S-K-E-C-H-E-R-S. There's no T in Skechers. Whoa, wait, is that the legendary Mr. T?
What you talking about, fool? Mr. T is always in Skechers. Look, Skechers, Mr. T. Mr. T, Skechers.
I'm just saying, people often misspell Skechers and put a T in it.
Maybe they should think about changing it then, because T is always in Skechers, fool.
Sorry, Mr. T, there's no T in Skechers, only comfort.
Looking for motorsports coverage you can't find anywhere else? Look no further than the Motor Racing Network's lineup of weekly podcasts. NASCAR news and interviews on NASCAR Live and NASCAR Live Wide Open. NASCAR Cup Series Insight on Crew Call. NASCAR Grassroots Racing News and Talk on NASCAR Coast to Coast. And Sprint Car Talk on Wing Nation. All these and more available on podcast platforms and MRN.com.
Nick Sanchez continues to lead with Rajah Caruth right behind him. And Alex Hayden, the lead battle is on again.
It is indeed, and they got heavy lap traffic squarely ahead. Here's Rajah Caruth side by side for the lead.
A bunch of trucks in the way of these two leaders as they go side by side for the race lead in the turn number 3. Sanchez will hold off the challenge from Caruth this time.
Just too much race traffic coming off of turn 4. Caruth backed out of the throttle and maintains his second position and his pursuit of Nick Sanchez.
Corey Roper is there. Jonathan Schaefer is there. Schaefer will go to the bottom. Let the lead duo go to his outside. They're going to have to thread their way now underneath the Corey Roper truck from the outside lane to the inside.
Sanchez will look low on Corey Roper off of turn number 2. Here comes Caruth. He'll go 3 wide. Sanchez in the middle. Caruth downstairs. They race side by side for the race lead in 3.
Here comes Rajah Caruth. He works his way up along the bottom lane of turn number 4. Nick Sanchez is there to the outside, down to the line. Sanchez squeezes back in front, and Sanchez leads once again, and that means he has led all 34 laps this evening, but the lead battle continues to go door to door, headed off turn 2, and once again onto the backstretch.
Here they come down the back straightaway, side by side for the race lead. Spencer Boyd to the inside. It's a pick that Nick Sanchez is able to use to hold off Rajah Caruth for the moment. Meanwhile, Zane Smith, he's caught these two leaders off turn 4.
So for the moment, Nick Sanchez has a gap of about a truck length over second place man, Rajah Caruth. From Nashville Superspeedway, this is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan. Hey guys, did you know you can get access to treatment for ED, hair loss, and more 100% online? Just go to forhims.com/racing. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping, and prices up to 95% cheaper than the brand names. If prescribed, go to forhims.com/racing. That's forhims.com/racing. FORHIMS.com/RACING.
Jeff Gordon wins the Daytona 500.
Jeff Gordon's rise to one of NASCAR's all-time greatest drivers was one like no other. Relive Jeff Gordon's journey to the NASCAR Hall of Fame with the exclusive MRN podcast, Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career. 93 Cup Series wins, 4 Cup Series championships, and 3 Daytona 500 wins, a career rivaled by few others. Check out MRN's Jeff Gordon, A Colorful Career on podcast platforms and MRN.com.
back at Nashville Superspeedway, where the racing has been hot and heavy.
Trouble, Rajah Caruth is off the pace on the backstretch. Caruth, who led a lap, is now off the pace and down to the bottom of the racetrack.
While we were away, Dan, Rajah Caruth, as Alex described, led a lap at lap 36. That was the first time in his career that he's led a lap in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. But Jason Toy, things have gone awry.
Yeah, they're not sure what the issue is. He says it feels like he's losing fuel pressure, but he's still showing pressure on the gauges. When they come onto the front stretch, on the back stretch off of the turns, he said it starts to guggle a little bit clear for him, so he's not able to put the power back down, and now it's starting to get worse. They're going to bring him down the pit lane.
Even though he was slowing down on the backstretch, he was able to stay out of the ways of the front runners, so we stay under the green flag. Zane Smith is your new leader headed into turn 1.
He's got the lead, and he's going to now pull away from Nick Sanchez by a good 10 truck lengths off turn number 2. Zane Smith has been masterful through lap traffic.
Halfway down the back straightaway, Zane Smith, your new race leader. He leads Nick Sanchez, like Alex said, by about 10 truck lengths as both those drivers work around the slower truck of Tony Breininger.
Just 5 laps to go here in the opening stage of this evening's race. Again, Rajah Caruth led at lap number 36. Nick Sanchez at lap 37. But Alex, now it's all Zane Smith.
It is indeed, and he's right at the bottom of the racetrack through turns 1 and 2, pulling away from Nick Sanchez. The new man in town is Zane Smith.
It's about 5, maybe 7 truck lengths halfway down the back straightaway as it continues to grow for Zane Smith, the race leader. Nick Sanchez is in second. Carson Hocevar is third, but he's got a driver right behind him in the form of Bailey Curry.
Bailey Curry trying to do everything he can before we see the checkered flag here concluding stage 1. Curry about 2.5 truck lengths off the tailgate of Carson Hocevar.
Hocevar will dive for the middle of the racetrack off the front side of Nashville Superspeedway. Leave the bottom wide open. Bailey Curry will gladly accept it and pull even.
Curry's got a fender alongside of Carson Hocevar down the back straightaway. He will tuck his Chevrolet. Curry will to the bottom of the racetrack. Hocevar tries to pinch him down. They'll run cheek to cheek for third.
Coming off the corner, just 3 laps to go here in the opening stage of the race. Real quickly, let's take a look at the leaderboard presented by Skechers. Skechers, the comfort and fit specialist. Try Skechers Relaxed Fit, Wide Fit, Stretch Fit, Arch Fit, and many more.
Zane Smith is your leader. It is Nick Sanchez in the second spot, Bailey Curry in third, Carson Hocevar fourth, Corey Hyman fifth. Tyler Ankrum rides in the sixth spot. Seventh is Tanner Gray. Grant Enfinger in eighth. Ninth is Matt DiBenedetto with Taylor Gray rounding out our top 10.
Christian Eckes 11th, Ben Roach 12th, Stuart Friesen 13th, Chase Purdy 14th, Ty Majeski 15th, Jake Garcia 16th, and then Colby Howard 17th, Daniel Dye is 18th, Matt Crafton is 19th, and Dean Thompson for the first time tonight works his way into the top 20.
Zane Smith timed his move absolutely perfectly. Who knows, maybe Nick Sanchez wore out his tires battling with Rajah Caruth. Suddenly Zane Smith came out of nowhere, and now he is pulling away from second place man Nick Sanchez as he comes off of turn 4. 1 lap to go before the end of stage 1. Here comes Nick Sanchez crossing the stripe. 1 lap to go. He's headed to turn 1.
He is Zane Smith all by himself. He's got Nick Lights in front of him, but not quite close enough to put him a lap down. Off the second corner for the last time in stage number 1.
All by himself right now is Zane Smith out front. His blue and yellow Ford F-150 into turn number 3, looking for the stage 1 win.
Not only took the lead late in the stage, but by the time he comes across start finish now and sees the green and white checkered flag, Zane Smith will win stage 1 and will win it by nearly 2.5 full seconds. In fact, the second straight year that Zane has won the opening stage of the race here at Nashville. Nick Sanchez finishes the stage in second. Bailey Curry comes across the line in third. Carson Hocevar finishes the stage in fourth, with Corey Hyman fifth, Tyler Ankrum sixth, Tanner Gray seventh, Grant Enfinger eighth, Matt DiBenedetto ninth, and Taylor Gray 10th.
The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Don't miss a moment of the NASCAR season.
Chastain drove it and never lifted. Put it against the safer barrier and all the way around the turn.
Check out the Motor Racing Network's coverage of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and the NASCAR Cup Series on hundreds of local radio stations around the country. Find your local station by going to mrn.com to catch the excitement of NASCAR on the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Stage 1 is complete. Pit stops are coming up from Nashville Superspeedway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
From the infield garages to the race shops, NASCAR Hot Pass is your all-access ticket to the latest news from the sport.
Well, we got them down, now we put our foot on them. And that's the attitude you got to have.
I don't think it's a move that can have any success at Martinsville. I still don't know why it worked.
Stay up to date with all of your favorite drivers all year long.
Get to the Final Four is what every driver in NASCAR's goals are.
NASCAR Hot Pass, weekday mornings from the Motor Racing Network.
NASCAR's next generation of stars drive in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
And here they come. Zane Smith now will try to advance his way to the lead.
Catch the excitement of every race right here.
NASCAR has made it official. Zane Smith is a back-to-back winner at the Daytona International Speedway in the opener.
On the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR.
Welcome back to the Nashville Superspeedway, where so far this evening in the Rackley Roofing 200 for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, we've had 3 lead changes among 3 different drivers. Nick Sanchez has led 37 laps thus far. Zane Smith has led 9, but Zane was leading across start-finish a moment ago when we concluded stage number 1. So 10 stage points for the reigning series champion and a playoff point. Pit road remains closed for right now.
You know, when you talk about Zane Smith, he's got 2 wins this year and is already in the playoffs. But his last 4 finishes have been 20th or worse. Nashville, however, has been a very good track for Zane, so it's kind of a good way to get his season back on track. Let's check in with Jason Toy.
Well, they continue to work here in Rajah Caruth's light blue, kind of Carolina blue Chevrolet that he has sitting down here in the pit lane. The hood is up, the back deck lid is up. The fuel pump is what they changed out initially here, tried to crank it back up, can't get the pressure to come up, so they're continuing to work on this race truck. Now, they're obviously going to be out of the way of trying to kick up a win, but they can continue to get some laps and continue to work on track position a little bit for him. But the fuel pump in these trucks are on the back end and the back deck, or the back bed of your pickup truck, really where they would be, just right around the fuel cell. So they continue to work on it. The folks from Ilmore, who makes the motors for these race trucks, looks like they're going to push them back just a little bit here, but very frustrating for Rajah Caruth. They've had good runs so far this season. They've had a couple of good finishes, but they could have had a lot more in trying to close out the year.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Jason Toy. Rajah Caruth has the competitive spirit. He's got the skill. And for the first part of this race, he had the truck. Recent finishes for Caruth, nothing to write home about. A 15th and 11th, a 34th. Did finish 6th 4 races ago. This was his first NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series start at Nashville, but doesn't look like he'll be in victory lane here tonight.
Whole lot of trucks are coming to pit road. Let's check in first with Alex Weaver.
I'm looking at the black and orange of Tyler Ankrum, who's getting a 2-tire set, also going to fill up with Sunoco fuel. It's interesting to see what Tyler Reddick is. Tyler Ankrum is communicating on the radio. He obviously is asking for communication every single lap. And Grant Enfinger is saying that he is loose to fire. He's asking for a track bar adjustment and said those final 5 laps of that stage, he had absolutely no grip. But drivers are really just asking for that lap-to-lap communication on how this track is changing.
Nick Sanchez hits the mark on the first end. The drag race is on. Corey Hines going to race him. Nick Sanchez trying to squeeze out 3 wide on the exit of pit road. And that race for the top spot with Bailey Curry, Nick Sanchez also there with Zane Smith as they continue to try to race their way off the pit lane. Don't think anybody really made contact with one another, but a lot of adjustments. Ty Majeski, we documented him earlier, had the splitter, the left front splitter of that race truck, dragging track behind. Big here, but the front. So great to see the coordination on. Once he got in, they moved that truck forward to let Zane Smith make the exit on the back end of it. So good coordination with the pit crews down here on the pit lane.
All right, thank you, Jason. So Corey Heim wins the race off of pit road. Nick Sanchez was second. Bailey Curry third. Zane Smith fourth, with Tyler Ankrum rounding out the top 5. Tony Breidinger will receive the free pass presented by forhims.com. If you've got problems, Hims can help. Their 100% online process enables you to tackle hair loss, ED, and more from the comfort of your own home. Check them out today at forhims.com/racing.
Things are heating up this summer for the entire Toyota racing team. Whether it's the 160-degree heat inside Bubba Wallace's number 23 car, or the 300-plus degree heat blasting off Parker Johnson's barbecue grill as he cheers by his Tundra in the Speedway parking lot.
Yeah, I really shouldn't have worn this fire suit.
To accomplish greater things this year, everyone plays a part. Be part of the action at toyota.com/racing. Toyota, let's go places. NASCAR is a registered trademark of National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, Inc.
Hi, I'm MRN lead pit reporter Steve Post. Go behind the scenes each week with me and championship-winning crew chief Todd Gordon for MRN Crew Call.
They're really strong and going to win races soon.
We'll talk to some of the biggest names standing atop the pit box. Crew chief for William Byron on that number 24 car, Rudy Fugel, as well as break down all the exciting action from the weekend in NASCAR.
The one car with 2 wins and all the top 5s he's had, Ross and Phil have done a phenomenal job.
You can download MRN Crew Call wherever you get your podcasts.
The start of Stage 2 is just a few moments away in the Rackley Roofing 200 from Nashville Superspeedway. This is
Ship Washington and fruit having exceptional flow.
For out at all at the North Carolina car 23
and start of the court.
Day every
H2 is just a few minutes away from the 1 to go signal here before we go back to green flag racing. So let's